welcome to another Kong Show. In this edition, we're continuing from our previous edition with 4 more movies that are currently playing here in Japan. And we're with film critic Don Morton once again. How you doing, Don?
I'm doing well.
And you'll be reviewing films that are currently playing in theaters here in Japan. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. And the 4 movies this time are?
The Zero Theorem, The Signal, Horns, and Run All Night.
Once again, we start with worst first.
Yep.
All right. And that would be?
The Zero Theorem. It's about a hairless, uncharacteristically uncharismatic Christoph Waltz. He plays a brilliant, near-future cubicle jockey in a workplace that only director Terry Gilliam could think up.
So what's his job in this movie?
His job is working on a mathematical proof that, well, nothing really matters. It's a cluttered sci-fi confection. It's a colorful, kinetic, dystopian vision that Gilliam does so well. He did Brazil many years ago.
Now I'm hearing a little bit of existential angst.
That's how it's being sold, but it has a recycled feel, and the clutter mainly serves to distract from the dullness of the story and its take on digital alienation. I'm a fan of Gilliam's, but the repetitious in-jokes are not funny, the characters are not likable, and the whole thing is too, what would you say, theoretical.
Moving on, next film is called
The Signal. It's about a trio of techie grad students driving across the country from MIT to California. They stop in Nevada to follow the signal of a mysterious hacker who's been taunting them since they left the East Coast. They find an empty shack, and they black out, and they wake up in a strange lab being examined by Lawrence Fishburne in a hazardous materials suit.
What's going on here? What's the genre of this film?
Well, this is a genre hopper cinematic puzzle. It continues to defy expectations as it goes from Blair Witch to alien abduction to Tron, of all things, all the way to its inconclusive conclusion.
So you're saying this is a musical?
Why would I say it's a musical?
Oh, you mentioned everything else. Blair Witch, alien abduction, Tron.
That's the only genre we haven't touched on. No, okay. It's not great, but it's thought-provoking and it's intelligent. Oh. And the director to watch, William Eubank, he does a lot with a tiny budget. So maybe this is his calling card to the industry. Watch this guy.
Next movie is titled Horns.
Yep. Speaking of genre juggling, here you go. Splat Pack film remaker Alexandre Aja, who made Piranha, The Hills Have Eyes, the remakes, he tones down his gore in favor of this, what is this? This is a darkly comedic, supernatural, coming-of-age, romantic, demonic horror whodunit. Is as close as I can get to it. After his girlfriend is murdered and he's blamed for it, this guy named Ig Parrish is a committed Daniel Radcliffe, yes, Harry Potter, finds a pair of horns growing out of his head.
And that's what we're seeing here, right?
These horns, they apparently make people mysteriously want to tell him their darkest secret impulses, and he eventually uses these unnerving powers to seek her real killer.
Sounds like fun.
It's all high-concept hooey, but it's undeniably original, and it's compulsively watchable.
Date movie?
Weird date movie.
Next film is titled Run All Night.
And that's what it's about. After those 3 formulaic Taken fluff pieces, you could be forgiven for approaching this Liam Neeson thriller with some misgivings. But the Irish actor, he does from time to time make grittier, more grown-up films, and this is one of them. Here he plays Jimmy Conlon, who used to be a feared mob assassin. He's now lonely, laughable drunk, racked with guilt and regret. His only true friend is Sean Maguire, played by the great Ed Harris, the boss for whom he's killed 18 men over the years. Their scenes together are terrific and anchor the film. Ed Harris is one of the best actors we have going today.
So what's the story here?
Okay, his estranged son, his son hates him because he's a mob hitman, but he by chance witnesses a double murder committed by Maguire's hothead son. Things get out of hand, and Jimmy, Liam Neeson's character, has to shoot Sean's boy to save his own lad.
Sounds like it gets pretty messy at this point.
It does indeed. This resets all the rules and leads to the title All Night Chase, including one unique stretch I loved where the cop car is the one that was being chased, and the body count starts to rise.
So a lot of gunplay and violence in this movie?
A lot of gunplay and violence in this movie. I got to mention Common, the ex-rapper. He puts in a great performance as an ice-cold hitman here. This is stylish, it's kinetic, it's believable, and it's ultimately satisfying.
So a good date movie if you're dating a hitman?
Yeah, or a hit woman. Let's not be sexist here.
Okay. So of all the 8 movies that you've reviewed in this session and the session before, if we had to pick one as a date movie for this weekend, which one would you suggest?
I think that would be The Trip to Italy. As a matter of fact, I might go see it again.
Really?
Yeah, and take my girlfriend.
After the movie?
Definitely an Italian restaurant.
Any suggestions from Mr. Morton?
Good Italian restaurant, an expensive Italian restaurant. My favorite is Stefano in Kagarazaka.
All right. Don Morton, film critic for Metropolis Magazine. Thank you very much.
The pleasure is mine.